Hey everyone, Daniel here and welcome back to another video. I hope all of you are having an absolutely phenomenal day out there as always. Here today, the CEO of Voyager Digital, Steve Ehrlich, just went on CNBC and talked all about Voyager Digital, the cryptocurrency market. And in this video, I don't just want to discuss and show you exactly what he said, but also focus in on the VGX token, which just yesterday we got a lot of updates pertaining to what's going on with the loyalty program, the new implementations, and I also want to focus in on exactly what's happening with that. So if you end up enjoying this video and finding some value in it whatsoever, please consider subscribing. And first and foremost, let's roll the clip.
I wonder if you can start by describing Doge in terms of where it ranks among net buys and whether or not it's truly taking away share from other coins.
Well, thank you for having me this morning. It is one of our top coins now. It's our second most popular coin over the last week. And in the last 24 hours, it is the most popular coin we have of people buying. A little rotation coming out of Bitcoin and Ethereum and going into Doge, but it is our number one coin in the last 24 hours.
Do you think it's a unique coin given its origins, the way it's been marketed? I guess what is original about it given all the other coins that you have to keep track of and add?
Yeah, look, I think there is a definite possibility that Doge can be used in a payment mechanism down the line as we expand this marketplace more. And I think people are seeing that little bit of opportunity in using it there. It's cheaper to move on the protocols and easier to move. So I think there is that opportunity that people are saying that it's a possibility that this can be used in commerce down the line here.
To a guest that we just had on, John Reed Stark, who basically talked about the fact that Bitcoin is used for ransomware, and that other than that, many of the cryptocurrencies don't necessarily have a utility or can be valued in that sense. Obviously, this is a hot topic for debate, and we've heard both sides of it. I want to get your take.
Yeah, look, I think there has been illicit activities using cash for years, too. So I think I understand the side of the argument that it's used for ransomware. Those just become something that becomes really good media talking points. I think there are coins. Look at Ethereum on its own right as the smart contract that is now being used for NFTs. And I think there's opportunities. We're just taking a market that was, say, baseball cards that was physical and turning it into NFTs. So Ethereum has use cases for it that's starting to happen, utility. Some of the other tokens behind there, too. Polkadot is similar to Ethereum. It's a smart contract that can be used and is also cheaper because the gas fees to move are much cheaper used than Polkadot. And Algorand is now being used to develop securities on that too. So I think you're starting to see a lot of utility across the way. And now I'm down in Miami here for the Bitcoin conference and meeting a lot of people, and I'm starting to see some projects come out on some of these protocols.
So this definitely was one of Steve's shorter interviews, but at first glance, it may seem like there isn't too much to talk about, but there actually is, and this should be very intriguing for any shareholders of Voyager Digital stock. When we talk about revenues at Voyager Digital, they generally tend to dictate the stock price, which is why we tend to look so much at revenues and profits whenever we analyze a stock, just like Voyager Digital. And the way we analyze revenues at Voyager is we need two major statistics. One, the amount of principal value traded on the platform in any given month, and number two, the average commission. And what he talked about, and he being Steve Ehrlich, he said that Dogecoin has been one of the most popular cryptocurrencies on the platform over the past week. In fact, he said Dogecoin has been the second most popular cryptocurrency on Voyager over the past week, and the single most popular crypto on Voyager over the past 24 hours. Now, why is this important? Voyager makes more monies off of smaller coins like Dogecoin and Cardano like we see here over the past week. When we talk about what we saw in the month of April, we saw a significant bump in revenue, or at least expected revenue. Why? Because of an increase in altcoin activity. And what we got here today, and we haven't really gotten this data here as to what the top coins are traded on the platform for any given time, but what we got here today is that there is a lot of altcoin activity on the platform. Bitcoin, Ethereum are losing their dominance to coins like Cardano and Dogecoin, which are much more profitable for Voyager. So when we look at potential revenue numbers for the month of May and for the month of June, we can expect big things, and we can also expect this percentage or this average commission of principal value traded going down to revenue to remain elevated at least for the near future, which is very, very bullish for any stockholders out there in the community. And I'm obviously looking forward to any data that we get from Voyager Digital. Obviously, we know that over the past roughly half year here, we have been getting monthly updates when it comes to revenues, principal value traded, potential new additions and customers. But, Voyager is transitioning to more of a quarterly approach when it comes to reporting these numbers. So whether we get something for the month of May, I'm hopeful. If we get it tomorrow, that's great. If we don't get it tomorrow, I'm doubtful that we'll get something in the near future. And, we might just have to wait for the coming next report, which should come out sometime in potentially July, potentially August. Obviously, that's going to be big and potentially determining Voyager Digital's stock price, at least at that moment in time. Now, the next thing they asked him here, I just want to briefly skim over this. They talked about illicit activity within the cryptocurrency system, and Steve responded with this by saying that cash has been used for ransomware for decades and centuries, in the past. And when we talk about, this question that they asked him, he actually responded with, the topic of crypto being used for illicit activity being good media talking points. And it's funny because he literally said this to the people at CNBC. Hopefully they have him back, but that's, kind of funny how he just fired a shot at them right there. And then lastly, he talked about smart contracts using the Ethereum and Polkadot blockchain and how they're going to be very, very important for us moving forwards to really create a lot of efficiency within our financial system. So that's pretty much what he said within this interview. Obviously, there's not a lot. And the next thing I want to cover here is the VGX token. Obviously, I'm a holder of Voyager Digital stock. The VGX token, I'm a supporter of their platform. I'm not affiliated with them. I just cover their stock, their token, and the company. But when we talk about the VGX token, and this is very, very important. Obviously, we're waiting for the token swap. I've had some people in the comment section ask me what the swap is. Picture it like a merger. Voyager acquired LGO back in 2020 or 2019, and LGO had their own cryptocurrency called the LGO token. What Voyager is doing at this moment in time, taking all the LGO tokens, taking all of the existing VGX tokens, and merging them together into this one powerful new VGX token that will be used as the basis of the Voyager Rewards program. And that's what's important here today when we talk about this token swap. We've been waiting for this for a while, for the past few months roughly, but we just got a timeline yesterday that potentially at the end of June, this token swap will commence. Then we have around 45 days for it to actually process. And after that, we should hopefully get the Voyager loyalty program. Steve Ehrlich said September at the latest. And this is important as it really creates that utility case for VGX. Now, yesterday, we got this major update pertaining to the token swap, the VGX token, and how it's going to be implemented into the Voyager platform. So now what I want to do is take you guys through exactly what they reported here. It's not too long, this shouldn't take too long, but just read through exactly what they said and hopefully add some commentary along the way. So, smart contract audit. The smart contract audit for VGX 2.0 was completed by the industry-leading gold standard of smart contract audit firms, QuantStamp, and the code for new smart contract is complete. You can view the official smart contract audit here. And, I'm going to leave this linked in the description down below, but it's kind of interesting, this assessment that they did here about this whole token swap and how some of the things are labeled as like high risk, low risk. Anyways, Voyager went ahead, fixed all of the problems that QuantStamp here found. And, we're good to go when it comes to auditing this whole situation. So now at this point, it's really just focusing in on getting all the different exchanges on board to really process this token swap as soon as possible. Next, obviously about the token swap, it's absolutely essential to us to have a smooth, safe, and effortless token swap for the VGX and LGO token holder community. We are finalizing token swap coordination with our partners as we near completion of the swap arrangements with our exchanges and custody providers. You're getting closer every day and extremely hopeful we are done soon. So again, Steve Ehrlich, Felix said, hopefully by the end of June. He said, hopefully, obviously, so we hope that it will happen by then. If it doesn't, again, expect something within the next month, potentially month and a half. That's my expectation. Obviously not finalized, but that's my expectation here. And here's a preview of the web swap portal. And what's very interesting, a majority of you most likely hold VGX within your Voyager account. And if you hold it within your Voyager account, the swap's going to be taken care of, for you automatically, essentially. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to worry. But this web swap portal here, it only applies to people who hold VGX tokens potentially through a different exchange like Binance or a different external wallet like MetaMask. Now, we don't have too much clarity as to exactly what's going to happen yet. Make sure to subscribe and I'll update you guys as soon as possible. I personally hold my VGX within Binance. I'm in Canada, so I can't use the Voyager platform. But needless to say, they're going to make this system very seamless. And I'm going to update you guys on exactly what you need to do as soon as we get more clarity to this. But this web swap portal, we're going to read through this here. It should add some more clarity. A few weeks before the official token swap, where all VGX tokens held in the Voyager app will swap automatically, we will open up our web-based swap portal that will give LGO and VGX token holders without Voyager accounts the ability to easily swap their tokens via a MetaMask wallet. Voyager will also accept deposits of new VGX leading up to the swap, although trading for new VGX will be available once the official swap is complete. During the token swap, we will put a brief and temporary pause on VGX trading until the process is complete. We will turn trading on for VGX 2.0 once the swap is processed for all Voyager customers. So we don't know how long this kind of temporary pause on trading will last, whether that's a couple hours, a couple days, a couple weeks. That remains to be seen. I'm not too familiar with token swaps and token mergers within the cryptocurrency system. I'm hopeful it shouldn't take too long. But, just prepare yourselves for any type of situation. Again, I'll keep you guys updated on everything as soon as we get more news. The Voyager team will provide a clear timeline and instructions once the token swap announcement date is set. Voyager will also be releasing a white paper on the new Voyager token and loyalty program model. So again, there's still a lot of stuff that needs to get released when it comes to the VGX token, the loyalty program, and everything that's going to happen. But by the looks of it, if you hold VGX within an external wallet or an external exchange, you're most likely going to need to create a MetaMask wallet, transfer your Voyager tokens onto MetaMask to easily be able to use this web portal to participate in the swap. And it's very important that you do this, because if you don't participate in the swap within 30 to 45 days after it essentially commences, your tokens will be burnt. But this shouldn't be worrisome to you whatsoever. Just follow my channel. I'll keep you guys updated on that as soon as we get more news. Now, in terms of the Voyager loyalty program, obviously the use case for VGX, while we've been finalizing our token swap logistics, the Voyager team has been working hard on the development effort to bring the Voyager loyalty program to the app. Very soon after the token swap is complete, we will introduce the Voyager loyalty program to our community. Again, Steve said sometime potentially before September, throughout the summer. That's where I'm hoping. Obviously, we know 3 tiers will be a larger part of this token program here. The Adventurer tier with 500 tokens to be eligible for the rewards there. The Explorer tier, I believe that's 5,000 tokens needed, and the Navigator tier, 20,000 tokens, which is, quite a lot. Anyways, the in-app loyalty program will include an interactive badge tracking system, so you can easily track how many VGX you're holding and what you need to stack in order to reach the next tier of the loyalty program. The app will include the reward tier and its benefits in real time, so you know exactly what rewards you're eligible for based on your token holdings. In addition, we'll be adding more marketing features with Highlight VGX and Voyager loyalty program in the app, including a new feature that stars VGX in the app as a default favorite token for all new and existing Voyager customers. Here's how this is going to look rather. So again, it's looking great here. They're really implementing this into the app and really basing the app around VGX and almost making it like a goal to continue accumulating, different tiers and whatnot. And we do know that, these eligibility requirements for the different tiers will decrease as the price of VGX increases. That's naturally going to allow more people to participate in the program. But, needless to say, we've talked about this loyalty program a lot. It's going to open up the use case for VGX. I'm really glad they're going to implement it in this way in the platform that will easily differentiate the different tiers tiers, what tier you're a part of, and exactly what might happen moving forwards with the different rewards. Now they just finish off here saying, stay tuned for additional updates. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you found any value in it whatsoever, please consider subscribing. This is obviously a very interesting time that we're living through right now with this token swap. Obviously, the token did obviously shoot up on the news of this price. I have VGX, I have Voyager Digital stock. I'm looking forward to seeing where both go in the future. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, and see you all in the next one. Bye.